Understanding the Tao. Verse 13. Living Free, The Art of Letting Go of Opinions, by Louis Anderson, inspired by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer.
Living free, the art of letting go of opinions. Favor and criticism are two sides of the same coin, both capable of imprisoning the spirit. Status and ego burden the soul, creating a fragile identity built on approval. True freedom arises when we release the need for validation, when we trust the eternal self that transcends the body. The wise see themselves in all and hold no one above or below. For in loving without limits, they teach the world how to live freely.
Living free. The artist who painted for herself. In a vibrant, bustling city lived an artist named Mina. Her studio, nestled above a cafe, was a kaleidoscope of canvases bursting with color. Mina's work had begun to gain recognition. Her paintings were displayed in galleries, and critics often wrote glowing reviews. Yet, despite her success, Mina felt uneasy. Her happiness rose and fell with the tides of public opinion. A glowing review would make her soar, but a harsh critique would leave her doubting her talent. The more she sought others' approval, the more her joy faded, replaced by anxiety about her next masterpiece. One rainy afternoon, Mina received a visit from an old mentor, a reclusive painter named Elio. He had long since stepped away from the art world, content to paint quietly in his countryside studio. Seeing Mina's tension, he smiled knowingly. "Mina," Elio said, "why do you paint?" "To express myself," she replied, though her voice wavered. "Then why do you let others' opinions define your worth?" he asked gently. "You give them the brush to paint over your joy." Mina looked away, unsure how to respond. Elio gestured to her latest piece, a striking portrait that seemed alive with emotion. "This painting," he said, "is breathtaking because it's yours. It doesn't belong to the critics or the buyers. It's not less beautiful because someone fails to see it. Paint for the joy of creating, Mina. Let the world admire or not, but don't let it define you." That night, Mina sat in her studio, Elio's words echoing in her mind. She decided to create something purely for herself, a piece she would never sell or display. With every brushstroke, she felt lighter, as if she were shedding the weight of expectation. When the painting was complete, Mina didn't seek anyone's opinion. She hung it in her bedroom and smiled whenever she looked at it, not because it was perfect, but because it was free. Over time, Mina's approach to her work transformed. She painted with abandon, unconcerned with how her art would be received. Ironically, as she let go of the need for approval, her work became more authentic, resonating even more deeply with others. Mina had learned that true freedom wasn't in gaining favor or avoiding criticism, but in creating from a place of inner conviction, untethered by the world's opinions.
2 universal life lessons. 1. Freedom comes from letting go of external validation. Mina's journey reminds us that chasing approval, whether through career, relationships, or creative pursuits, binds us to an endless cycle of highs and lows. True freedom lies in creating, acting, and living for ourselves, not for the applause of others. Application to life today. In a world driven by likes, shares, and comments, it's easy to equate external validation with success. But by focusing on intrinsic motivation and the joy of the process, we can liberate ourselves from the need for constant approval. Whether it's pursuing a passion or making decisions, trust your inner voice over the clamor of outside opinions. 2. Authenticity inspires greater connection. When Mina stopped seeking approval, her work became more genuine, and ironically, it resonated even more deeply with others. This shows that authenticity isn't just liberating, it's magnetic. Application to life today. In professional and personal settings, authenticity is a powerful force. By showing up as our true selves, we create deeper connections and inspire others to do the same. Focus on being rather than performing, and you'll find both peace and purpose. Application to life today. The 13th verse of the Tao Te Ching invites us to transcend the ego-driven desire for recognition and embrace the inner self that is independent of praise or criticism. This wisdom is particularly relevant in today's world, where social media and societal pressures often make approval feel like the ultimate measure of success. Trust your inner compass. Let your choices come from your core values and passions rather than external expectations. When you align your actions with your authentic self, you'll find fulfillment that no amount of validation can replicate. Serve without ego. Laozi teaches us that the most enlightened beings see themselves in all and love without limits. This means living not for applause but for connection and contribution. By focusing on what you can give rather than what you can gain, you align with the eternal flow of the Tao. In memory of Dr. Wayne W. Dyer. As a follower of Dr. Wayne Dyer, I offer this story in tribute to his teachings on transcending the ego and living authentically. Dr. Dyer inspired us to trust our inner voice and release the need for validation, reminding us that our worth is intrinsic and eternal. May we honor his legacy by living with conviction, embracing our true selves, and sharing our gifts freely with the world. In gratitude and in memory of Dr. Wayne W. Dyer.